Welcome everyone to this first video on educational TA. This video is intended for self-learning. So there are experiential exercises, and so the length of the video may be more than what the video shows finally when you learn with it. For the best learning, do the exercises. At the end of this session, you are expected to be able to describe briefly what educational TA practice is. Also, describe how the educational application of TA evolved from a therapeutic theory. Coming to the areas and types of TA applications. Like any therapeutic science, TA also has clinical or therapeutic and developmental or health promotive applications. Here we will look in detail at the clinical and developmental applications before we go on to the educational applications. As you can see listed here, the clinical applications include one-to-one psychotherapy, group psychotherapy, one-to-one counseling, and group counseling. The developmental applications are educational, organizational, coaching, and mentoring applications of TA. Here we must understand that in TA, mental health and mental ill health are together perceived as a continuous spectrum. The most severely affected with mental ill health need therapy. The less affected are managed by counseling, both being known as clinical applications. On the other hand, educational applications are attempts to prevent. To understand this, I am recalling here two of Burns' statements. One is, he says there is a bit of a jerk in everyone. He says this in part 3, section 14 about game players in his book on games people play. We can also refer to what he says about everyday psychopathogenesis or development of psychopathology in his book on TA in psychotherapy, page 52. I am inviting you also to read my article in TAJ, volume 40, issue 1, The Psychic Somatic Continuum, Pathology, Cure and Prevention, for a detailed discussion on this way of understanding health problems. In this way, preventive applications promote mental health and therapeutic applications treat mental ill health. As such, there is no definition for educational TA. Educational TA developed its identity through the process of identifying the characteristic ways in which it is applied and the major aspects of TA theory that educators use. Now let us look at what the ITIA website says about educational TA application. According to the ITIA website, educational transactional analysis is used by practitioners working in training centers, preschools, elementary and high schools, universities, and institutions that prepare teachers and trainers, as well as in support of learners of all ages to thrive within their families, organizations, and communities. This is a wide spectrum of beneficiaries that ITIA envisages for educational TA practice. Let's look at what the International Board of Certification of the ITA says about educational TA. The IBOC in its handbook says the educational field of specialization is for practitioners who work in the area of learning and study in preschool, school, university, and post university contexts. It is also concerned with the support of child, adolescent, and adult learners within the family, the institution, or society. So, again, you can see the IBOC as well as the organization ITA envisages a wide range of beneficiaries for educational application of TA. The work may also be applied to the development of teaching teams and institutions. The aim is also to further the personal and professional growth, both scholastic and social, for every individual. So that again broadens the spectrum for which educational TA can be applied. Now is a time for reflection. See what you remember from what you listened so far. Discuss with a colleague or write down your reflections so that you are clear what educational TA is according to the organizational website and the training and services handbook. Stop the video here for this exercise and then proceed afterwards. History of evolution of educational TA practice. You can see it from different perspectives. Byrne used language understandable to 8-year-old children, which implies he practiced like a teacher. Byrne equated therapy to education in many situations. You can go to the references to find that out. He recommended his trainees to work in preschools. Since inception of ITA certification in special fields or other fields other than therapy was practiced. Early educational trainee practitioners practiced in preschools to high schools to professional educational institutions. From 1960s, educational TA related practice experience was published in TAJ and other educational publications. George Adams published his first book on educational TA, Transactional Analysis in Education, in 1991. The ITA and IATA decided to certify in educational and organizational field in the year 1982. The first TSTA in education was certified in year 1992. The most recent landmark in the development of TA in education is the IDTA, or the Institute of Developmental Transactional Analysis, established in 2021 in Britain. Now, numerous articles on TA application in education gets published in TAJ and other educational publications from experience among preschoolers, high schoolers, teachers, professional students, educators and parents. We also have a very vibrant community of TA educators writing new books on TA in education. Take a moment to reflect your understanding of what Eric Byrne said and practiced about educational nature of transactional analysis. List the major events in the evolution of educational practice of TA. Once you have done this exercise, you know what educational TA is. Thank you.